Good evening. 3 people are dead, lives lost overnight in an instant. Police say at the hands of a drunk driver, Jacob Jaramillo, and he has been on our news before. In a moment, remembering the 3 innocent victims. But first tonight, for the very latest, let's go live now to News 13's Candace Hopkins at the scene of the crash near the Big I. Candace?
Aaron, police say the 23-year-old driver admitted to drinking before this crash, which killed 3 people about the same age as him.
When he hit the car, it did flip multiple times.
It was a gruesome scene. Officers arrived at the intersection of the I-25 and I-40 frontage roads near the Big I to discover 3 victims. 1 had been thrown from the car. 2 people were bleeding heavily. Police say it's the type of call they dread getting.
I hate going to DWI-related accidents. They're so preventable. And all the first responders on scene, I mean, when they go home at night, it's just a horrific thing to witness.
Police say 23-year-old Jacob Jaramillo is to blame. They say Jaramillo ran a red light and smashed into the other car. Inside was 27-year-old Roberto Mendez, 23-year-old Sergio Mendez Aguirre, and 20-year-old Grace Sinfield. They all died from their injuries. As for Jaramillo,
From just based on what the officers had said, he was completely hammered.
at the scene, Jaramillo admitted to drinking before the crash. He was taken to the hospital for non-life-threatening injuries. Later this afternoon, he was transported to APD Maine, limping and wincing in pain.
Is there anything you do want to say to the victims' families?
He refused to answer reporters' questions. It's not the first time Jaramillo has been in the news. He was arrested in October last year, accused of punching an off-duty BCSO sheriff's deputy in the face outside Imbibe Cigar Lounge. In that case, he was charged with bribery or intimidation of a witness, conspiracy, and drunk driving. But the charges were dismissed after court records show the state was not ready to go forward.
Nobody put a gun to his head, Mr. Jaramillo, and told him to drive, but he sure as hell put a gun to everybody's heads in the city of Albuquerque when he chose to drink and drive.
Police are still waiting to find out what Jaramillo's blood alcohol level was at the time of the crash, but they say he failed sobriety tests given at the hospital. He's been charged with 3 counts of vehicular homicide and aggravated DWI. Back to you, Aaron.
All right. Thank you, Candace, for